Bridgerton showrunner Jess Brownell on what's coming in just 1 week. Brownell has come up through the ranks from second assistant to running Bridgerton. We talked to her about her trajectory, what we can expect from season 3, and how she's leaning into the tropes of the rom-com genre. When Jess Brownell packed up her life and family in Los Angeles and relocated to London to take on the role of showrunner for the 3rd and 4th seasons of Shondaland's hit Netflix series Bridgerton, classic rom-coms led the way. I think the brownie scene, set in the famed London neighborhood, is one of the greatest scenes in rom-coms, current and past, says Brownell, professing her love for the film's screenwriter, Richard Curtis, who also wrote the time-tested rom-coms Love, Actually, and 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I'm also a huge Nora Ephron fan. She continues, and there's a sensibility in her work that I think you'll find a bit of in this season. And stretching back, I also love movies like An Affair to Remember and Roman Holiday, Bringing Up Baby, and The Philadelphia Story. I was also drawing a lot from films that came out when I was a teenager because of the nostalgia, like 10 Things I Hate About You, She's All That, and Clueless. Clearly, Brownell's knowledge of the genre runs deep. Even so, it would have been nearly impossible for a young Brownell, who grew up in a small town north of San Francisco on a sheep farm, to imagine that she'd one day be drawing from some of the most famous and best rom-coms ever made in order to gain inspiration as she wrote and developed seasons 3 and 4 of one of the most popular romance fantasies of our time, Bridgerton. I always loved movies, and I experimented with writing plays and short film scripts and things like that, thinking there was no chance that I could ever make a career out of it, says Brownell. But I applied to film school on a lark, and when I got into University of Southern California's film school, it was the first school I heard back from. I'm a little bit superstitious, and I kind of took it as a sign that maybe I should try doing that. I'm so glad I did. Needless to say, so are we. Originally, Brownell wanted to write movies, but while she was in school, peak TV started to take off. Shows like Mad Men, The Sopranos, and The Wire were making an impact for their deep character development, sweeping dramatic arcs, and high-end production design. To Brownell, television seemed like the more appealing of the 2 paths she could take. And thankfully, she ended up at one of the most innovative production companies, Shondaland. After earning her stripes in assistant and research roles on the team, Brownell began writing for Scandal in 2015, and in 2022 she was a producer and writer on Inventing Anna. I started to see how you can tell much deeper stories and really dig into character, she says, and character is my favorite part of writing. It felt like a natural fit for me to head toward TV. In season 3 of Bridgerton, that fit is on full display as this new installment treads somewhat of a different path than the past 2 seasons. Previously, we've watched as a Bridgerton meets and, through some trials and tribulations, falls in love with someone new in the ton. Season 3 brings us deeper into 2 characters, Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton, whom we are already very well acquainted with. As such, it means character is truly the guiding force of this part of the series as Brownell takes Pen and Colin through a friends-to-lovers journey that sees both becoming truer, more defined versions of themselves. With that, as Brownell steps into the limelight with season 3 premiering on Netflix in just 1 week, on Thursday, May 16th, we catch her in between gearing up for a massive press tour and trying to fit an 1870s dining table through the small doorway typical of an old London flat to ask her about what she's got in store for us. We discuss her trajectory from her earliest days at Shondaland to what it was like to be asked by Shonda Rhimes to take over Bridgerton, how she tackled writing seasons 3 and 4, and her one piece of advice for aspiring writers. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more update news.